What's up, everybody? X here with another gentleman's review, and this week I'm here to talk about Glass Masquerade 2 Illusions. You probably don't have to say it like that, but I do. This game comes out on February 14th, 2020, which is tomorrow if you're listening to the podcast right away, for a price of $11.99, but it currently has a pre-order discount of 20% off, making it $9.59 if your math is good, or if you just look at the page. It does seem to expire before the game releases, so if you're interested in the discount, make sure you grab that quick. So, if you're familiar with the first game, you know exactly what to expect. If not, it's essentially a stained glass puzzle game. And I don't mean puzzle game like Bejeweled or Zuma or Bubble Bobble, but you're literally making a puzzle of stained glass, which is why I called it a stained glass puzzle game. Get it? Right. So basically the game consists of 31 different stained glass murals, each of which has been shattered into many pieces, anywhere from 45 or so to the highest being 88. Your task, which is very simply stated but not at all simply done, is to reassemble these murals. That's it. There's no story, there's no plot, there's no background, it's just 31 puzzles to solve. Don't think I'm saying that as a negative, though. For what the game is, that's all it needs to be. I feel like if they tried to tack on a story or a reason for you to be fixing these puzzles, the game honestly would suffer for it. It does not need it. There's a map, and I hesitate to even use that word, but there's like a main hub screen that you just use to select your different puzzles. The only other story thing, and I say story thing in air quotes, is after you finish each puzzle, there's a cryptic quote that I think is supposed to tie into the puzzle. But these puzzles are really abstract, and I had a really hard time tying some of the quotes into the image. But that brings me to my next point. These puzzles are really abstract, like really, really out there. There's a pig working as a sausage butcher, I think. We got that one. A rose demon, a spooky clown lording over two sad clowns, a cat Cerberus. We have all of those things and many more. So you get what I mean when I say these pictures are weird. But they are very diverse and very colorful, which makes them pretty to look at. It also makes them really hard to solve because if you have a blue piece locked in, rarely will another blue piece end up next to it. The game's just going to throw a red stripe between them just to mess with you. But again, I'm not saying that as a negative. The way the puzzles are designed, it really causes you to examine the shapes of your pieces and build them more in like a scaffolded conceptual way than in a visual way. And it's just as well because you can't actually see the puzzle in its entirety until you complete it. So that means that you're building these puzzles blind without knowing what the end result's going to look like. And that makes paying attention to the shapes and sizes of the pieces crucial. You ready for another curveball, though? There's a hard mode in the sequel. What exactly is hard mode? It just means you have to rotate the pieces, which sounds like no big deal, but it really amplifies the difficulty significantly, actually, because many of the shapes can fit in several spaces in different orientations. In easy mode, your piece is always set in the right direction, so if you kind of know where it goes, you know, you're good to go there. You don't have to worry about that. But if you play on hard mode, you do have to rotate, and I think it's 8 different angles it can be facing, so that's something to keep in mind. And I assume if you're listening to this, you're going to want to play on hard mode because achievements! Yay! The achievements in the game are quite simple in nature and description. You get 550 points just for completing all the puzzles. Simple as that. Solve all the puzzles, beat the game, quote unquote, get 550 points. The other 450 points is for solving all the puzzles in hard mode. There are 5 of them for 90 points each. 5 times 90 is 450. So how is the completion? Well, I love puzzles, and I consider myself quite good at them. Fun fact for you, Kelsey doesn't like doing puzzles with me in real life because I'm way better than she is, and I kind of hope she hears me as I record this because I feel like she'll take that challenge and do a puzzle with me because I really like puzzles. Double fun fact, though, she's going to be mad that I said that. Anyway, the game took me right around 12 hours to complete. There's no time tracker, so it's sort of my best guesstimate, but about 12 hours. And that was on hard mode all the way through. Each puzzle took me about 20 minutes until some of the end ones, and they took closer to half an hour each. The final puzzle with 88 pieces took me 46 minutes and 13 seconds for one puzzle. So it's not a quick or easy completion by any stretch of the imagination. I would say if you're good at puzzles like I am, 12 hours is a solid estimate. If you're not good at puzzles, honestly, I see this being like a 20-25 hour completion. If you don't care about getting the 1,000 and you just want to play through the game, so you're going to lose out on that 450 and just play all the puzzles, even easy mode's probably going to take you 8 to 10 hours. So that said, womp womp. Pictures of the completed puzzles do exist. If you pick this up on launch day, they're already posted on TA. But to be honest, it will speed up the process, but not really. On hard mode, it doesn't make the game a freebie. I tried doing one of the later puzzles that I'd already finished, so I knew what it looked like with the image in front of me, and it still took me 14 minutes. That was one that took me probably 25 minutes my first time through going in blind, and even with the picture in front of me, knowing what it looked like and having done it already, it still took me 14 minutes. So it doesn't make them quick. It doesn't make them easy. If you're going in blind using the pictures, you're probably still looking at 15, 20 minutes each. So my advice is just to enjoy the game. Play it as it was intended, enjoy the challenge, and feel a sense of accomplishment. And I know that's not something that you often hear from me, because I love my easy points, but for this game, I can't think of any other way to play it than how it was intended. Following those picture guides for all 31 puzzles is going to make the game incredibly boring, and it's not going to save you that much time. So honestly, I'm telling you, just avoid them and challenge yourself. So what is my final verdict? As just a game, I'm giving this a solid 8 out of 10. I love puzzles and I love the game, but it does have some shortcomings. For one, all the puzzles are round, which is a downgrade from the first one. My second biggest complaint is that while you're scrolling through your pieces, you can't select one. You'll know exactly what I mean as soon as you start playing. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but you're going to waste a lot of time staring at the screen while your pieces very slowly rotate, and all you want to do is pick that one, and you're hovering over it, and you can't click it because they're rotating slowly. Again, once you play it, you'll see what I mean, and you'll find it just as annoying as I did. That said, those are my only two complaints about this. As a puzzle game, it's pretty much perfect for what it sets out to do. I highly, highly recommend this one as something just to pass the time and enjoy a good challenge. If you do a couple puzzles a day, a couple hours a day, you'll get the completion in a couple weeks, and hopefully you'll have fun doing it. As an achievement game, though, I can't give this high marks. I'm giving this a 2 out of 10, only because there's no obscure hidden collectibles or anything like that. The 1K is easily doable in terms of skill and requirements, but it is quite challenging, and like I said, it's even on easy mode with the pictures, it's going to take you 6 hours, and you won't even get the completion. If you want that full 1,000, you're playing on hard mode with the pictures. I don't think you can do that in less than 8 hours. So if all you want is points, there are much better games out there for you to boost that gamer score. So 2 out of 10 for achievements, but a stellar 8 out of 10 as a game to enjoy. So that's it. If you play, I genuinely encourage you to avoid the solutions here. They're going to make the game just incredibly boring, and they're not going to help you out all that much. So this is one to play because you want to, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did. See ya!